What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're gonna talk some football, Houston Texas football. But today we got two special guests in the building, man. Who we got in the building today, man?
Man, you already know, man. Wink back in the building, Third Coast Sports TV. We're finna be back at it. Honcho sends his regards. The Sauce gonna be live and popping in just a little bit. He had a few things he had to take care of, but make no mistake, the Sauce will be back on the rise shortly.
Already.
There you go. And then you got Garrick Jones, Mr. Hashtag GJ for GM and hashtag the majority owner from FanCentric and your Houston Texans.
Already, man. Hey, so we about to get to the good Houston Texan content. But hey, like I've been telling you before, if you liking the content, make sure you liking the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share the channel on all social media platforms. Any social media platform you use, make sure you share it on those same social media platforms. Now, we are right around the corner from the season, and if I'm not mistaken, the first preseason game starts this Saturday. What y'all expecting to see? Like, what y'all got going on for the season? What y'all expect going on? What y'all expect to see?
Well, I'm expecting huge things from Stingley. You know, the number 3 overall pick. You know, I'm expecting to be the dog that he is. I'm understanding. You know, with some of the the news coming out as far as campus, they may not end up playing, which is understandable because, you know, they want to make sure that, you know, his injury, you know, nothing sets him back whatsoever because they've invested a lot in making sure that he's going to be able to develop into the player that we all know that he can be. So, you know, outside of a few guys, I'm definitely looking forward to watching Jalen Petrie play because he's a dog.
Right.
Definitely looking forward to Christian Harris, and I'm most certainly waiting for Marlon Mack to be replaced by Damian. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying all year. We drafted him. He planted the foot. He accelerating. He's scoring touchdowns left and right. Go ahead and put this man in the play and stop playing games. Like we got the playmakers. Don't be playing. Put them in there with the ones and let them do what they got.
my dog, he summed it up, man. I mean, it is what it is. Let them play, man. That's what the name of the game is. But you know, me knowing it from the inside out, man, it's a little politics over playing time, so it's a little different on the inside. I got a chance to get out there and check some of the action out about a week ago with the rest of the legends, man. We went out there to camp for a minute, but I do tell you this, man, they should be rested, man, because camp is cake now, man. You know, from when I came through, man, we was hitting every day. Yeah. But it was a little patty caking out there. But I saw a lot of guys doing some really good things, but I'm always looking at that O-line, man. I want to see what they're going to do. So so goes the O-line, and so goes the season. So that's how that's going to work.
Well, we talking about pancake, blame the CBA because that's what they lobbied for. That's exactly what they lobbied for during the CBA.
I mean, that's the thing, though. You got the youngsters, man, and you got the old cats that understand what the game is, man. And
right,
when you put some more money in their pocket, you know, they say, well, let's play this extra game and so on and so forth. But it is what it is, man. I mean, the guys look good, but yeah, the bullets are live. You know, it's still preseason, but you know, you want to see guys get out, just be physical and play, and be competitive.
Absolutely.
Right.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So, speaking of live bullets, because it's been some things out there. Now, I've heard Lovey. You know, this is Lovey's first season as the head coach going to Houston Texas. So, he's somebody that you're definitely watching to see how he's going to handling this franchise, being the things that we've gone through for the past couple of years, and him being first time being the head coach since in the NFL, since 2014, 15, something like that. Some in the time when he was coaching Tampa Bay. But he's already come out there and said and gave his thumbs up, his high five to Wink's very, very favorite player.
His best friend.
Your Wink's best friend. And Wink's best friend and Davis Mills saying that he's a captain.
Playing, bro. Like, don't put that on me, bro.
You know it's your best friend. You know it's your best friend. But but seriously, talking about that he's automatically a captain, that he should be a captain. Now we all know, especially from the position, and obviously he's going to be the starter. Now, I've said on this thing numerous times that I'm going to wait. I'm going to be reserved into the bye week to give my actual full assessment when it comes to Davis Mills. But For the people out there who want to know, we gonna do so. We going to do something because I want to bring up a couple of numbers that people do. They always want to. They also kind of forget when they're talking about Davis Mills. Okay, he started 11 games, played 13, started 11. He was 2-9, 2 wins, 9 losses. Had 263 completions off of 394 attempts for 66.8 completion percentage, 2,664 yards, 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, averaging 6.8 yards per attempt, with a quarterback rating of 88.8, and a total QBR of 35.6, which was 26th in the whole NFL. Now again, like I said, he's a rookie. I understand he was a rookie last year. I understand that. And like I said, I'm going to give him into the bye week before I give a full assessment. I just want to get those numbers out there, just for context. But Mr. GJ, I want to ask you, because you're a former player, especially playing on the offensive line. You had to block for people like him, and you said you came out. You seen some camp last week.
Yeah.
What are you expecting, or what are you seeing when you talk about somebody who's the new captain of the offense potentially?
Well, I think it's a double-edged sword, to be honest with you, man. He's a young cat, and you're expecting great things from him, right? That's just automatic, you know what I'm saying? So the team has to rally around him because he's really the guy. You know, that might be by default or whatever the deal may be, but he's the guy. So they got to get behind him. So that's the situation. That's the system. It has to be there for him to help him be successful, you know what I'm saying? Because if he's not successful, then we got a problem, right? But there again, it could be a possibility of it being too much pressure. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's been able to bounce back from some bad games, and just the season in general was a different type of deal, you know, for a youngster like that. But for him to be able to do what he did, you know, it's commendable. He's a professional. He's supposed to go out there and do what he's supposed to do. He's getting paid for it, right? That's his job. So it's going to have to be some leaps and bounds this year, though. You know, to be honest with you, he's got to really be that guy that they want him to be, or, you know, he's replaceable, or he's a, you know, they'll put it.
He paused.
Yeah. He had to jump out, probably. But I already know what you're thinking.
I'm gonna go ahead and let it all out.
I already know what you're thinking in this process. Hey. But so go ahead. Just go ahead and tell people what you're thinking over there.
Well, let's even be more clear. I mean, even the things that we're hearing about out of camp right now, like the man is dumping passes off. Yeah, he very seldom hits a pass over like 25, 30 plus yards. You know, I think it's real good to look good in one-on-ones, but in complete team drills, I'm just not seeing it. You know, some members of the Sauce were definitely just out there and seeing him in practice this past Friday. So shout out to Swisher, you know, for seeing everything close up. You know what I'm saying? Seeing certain particular players, which is why I mentioned specific players, because they were balling out, and Davis Mills just happened not to be one of them. You know, I think it's going to be real easy to either bait him in, and it's either the defense is playing at an exemplary level, or the offense is not really improving outside of Brandon Cooks. Nico Collins, I like what I see from him. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Damian Pierce as well. It's going to be real hard to be able to judge the offensive line until we actually get to see them in game, because it's not the same. Because, you know, you can't give up sacks. You can give up pressures. Of course, we can look at their footwork. We can look at their hands. We can see if they play with leverage or not, and we can see if they are a dog in practice. But is that really going to translate to the game? We're going to have to wait and see. But as far as Davis Mills goes, you know, his biggest thing that he's going to have to be able to work on this year is being able to go, you know, from the 20 to the 20. Playing goal line to goal line was by far one of his biggest problems. Now, we did figure out some numbers also to be able to talk on what you were saying. And inside the 20, he's actually an efficient quarterback. He didn't throw any picks. He threw for about 66%. Eight touchdowns to zero interceptions inside the 10. It was like 6 touchdowns to 0 picks, which was pretty much a comparable number throughout all of the quarterbacks who were drafted last year. So they all were pretty much in the general area. So I want to see with the schedule that we have and the fact that he's going to be the full-time starter, can he take this team to the promised land, or at least win enough games to where we can look at him and seeing him being a potential starter the year after? Because as it stands right now, I want the man to go ahead and suck big, because we got 2 first-round picks this year, and Will Anderson is the guy. So I think we go ahead and we take the very best talent that we possibly can to at least form one side of the team where it's a powerhouse. And then in the following year, you can go ahead and mix, and you can have all that dough to be able to add, to another franchise that, when this team spends money, we're already see where we can end up going. We're already going to have the picks. The Deshaun situation is looming. We're waiting to see what was going to go for that, because I don't see a situation where I just want Davis Mills to be in games and not getting blown out consistently. If he can do well, if he can have some good games, I will give him his credit. But as it stands right now, I just don't believe he's the guy.
Okay, this is the thing, because I actually have people talk about that, me not liking Davis Mills. It's not that it's not that I don't dislike Davis Mills. Right. It's that I kind of see Davis Mills for what he is. Now, right, to give him credit, like GJ said, he was in a tough situation last year. Like, if you want to be honest, the whole Deshaun Watson, is he playing, not playing, active thing, the whole David Culley situation, the whole Steel Jack used to be thing looming over. It was just a lot of different stuff, not to mention deploy the talent. This is probably one of the worst talented Texan. If you go through all the 20 years of the Texans franchise, 2021 was probably one of their worst talented years. So I like to be completely honest, to be completely fair, he was throwing a lot of tough situations, and also to his credit, to be completely objective, when he would have bad games and bad moments, he would turn around the next play, the next series, the next game, whatever, and play better. Now, it's still not been the best.
Right.
But it was better than it previously was. But two things that he definitely needs to improve on to be a competent quarterback is third down conversions, and in between the 50 and the 20. Because you kind of mentioned this. In between the 50 and the 20, it was actually his worst. His worst play. He was 71 completions off of 122 attempts for 838 yards, with a completion percentage of 58.2, averaging 6.9 yards per attempt, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. It was his biggest interception ratio as well. Also, when you look at his stats on third downs, he's 70 completions off of 110 attempts for 749 yards, with a 63 completion percentage, averaging 6.8 yards per attempt, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Those are his two, I could say, blind spots. Those are his two worst spots. There's things that he have to fix and correct if he wants to be a competent starting quarterback. Yeah. We will see. Like I said, they have to do better around him. The whole thing with Brandon Cooks, Nico has looked better. But one thing I've noticed about the Houston Texans do a lot of things. They do a lot of things without showing their hands. They're giving a lot of players on this team on the offense their flowers. Talk about, oh, look at this catch by such and such. Oh, look at this play by such and such. But if you go and look at every big time catch from a receiver's making, Kyle Allen's the one that's throwing the pass and not Davis Mills.
That is correct.
Every time they post something, except I seen one today when it was a touchdown. It was a touchdown to Brandon Cooks, and that was Davis Mills. Outside of that, every other pass they've shown has been from Kyle Allen. I've also heard from other people that Kyle Allen is actually having a decent camp. Not saying he's having a better camp than Davis Mills. Not saying he's having the best camp of all time, but he's having a decent camp. So I want to see what happens during the preseason. I haven't got a chance to go to the camp myself, but from what I've heard from other people is that Kyle Allen is actually having a very decent camp, and it's kind of strange to me that every time I see a post from the Texans page, and they're posting good things about the offense, the person who's throwing the football It's not Davis Mills. But when they do show a pass about Davis Mills, it's a dink and it's a dunk. It's nothing past 10. It's nothing past 10 to 15 yards. Just things that I've noticed about camp what I've seen so far. What y'all take on that?
Well, that's what it's gonna be, man. I mean, he's gonna be a game manager. He's not gonna be your flash. He's not going deep. You know, that's not him, right? Especially in this situation, right? So you're gonna have it's gonna be a managed game. It's not gonna be super flashy. It's gonna be one of those situations where they're gonna put him in a position to be successful, and it's his to lose. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it's gonna be. So he's not going to be that guy that's going 50 and 60 yards deep. You know, it might be once in a while, if that. But, you know, you'll see two different distinct styles with the two different quarterbacks. I can put it to you like
that. Okay.
Totally.
So, no, my bad. Go ahead.
I say I totally agree. And the reason why is because Kyle Allen has more NFL. Well, he has more NFL experience. I think the fact that he's been able to be on different schemes, he's been able to play with the Panthers as well as the other team. He came in this building and beat us. You know what I'm saying? Like Kyle Allen
with Deshaun,
with Deshaun on the field. So it's one of
those Hopkins and full.
Yeah, you know, so it's one of those situations, man, where guys. Not that every guy that we've taken off of another team has been able to emulate some of the things that they've done against us, but you can definitely see a difference in arm talent. You can see a different and decision making. Fundamental football is one of Davis Mills' biggest weaknesses. Don't even get me started on how putrid he is outside of the pocket. Dude he couldn't hand the ball off to running backs. They could be like, oh, that happened a couple times. Bro, it happened like 3 times. We counted. And the fact that this man was only able to score 25 scoring drives, not even resulting in touchdowns every single time he got on that side of the field, doesn't bode well for me, because I don't want Kyle Fairbairn kicking most of the points that we get on offense. I'm just saying. So when you have that, the fact that you are able to get him more offensive line help, you got somebody who's going to be bumped in right next to Larry Tunsil, who's going to be able to learn at a high level. You have 2 to 3 running backs that they're going to be able to spell out. And when you need to have a change of pace, you're going to be able to ground and pound. You're going to be able to do some things, or you're going to be able to get some big chunk plays. Nico Collins looks like he's taking a step. Don't sleep on what Chris Conley is doing, because I'm seeing this man on the sidelines getting catches on the sidelines, bro. He's going up. He's catching the ball at an extremely high rate. It is in practice, but when what you do in practice can translate to the field. And what I'm seeing from Davis Mills is a bunch of dump-offs, a bunch of passes that are not going beyond. The reports are already out there. If you choose to see it, so be it. If you don't, not surprised that you're willing to look the other way like most Texans fans generally do. So, that's my take on it. And, hopefully we can all raise our level, and so can Davis Mills.
I think he's going to lean on Nico a lot. I'm expecting something big from Nico this year anyway, but I think he's going to lean on Nico because of that, because of maybe not going down the field like that. You're not going to see the big splashy plays, because when I look at Davis Mills, I to be completely honest, I don't see anything special. Not to say that Davis Mills, because we don't know. Nobody really knows, because people always want to throw out Tom Brady. You don't know. And the thing about this is what makes Tom Brady so different from everybody else. Right. And the reason why Tom Brady fell in the draft all the way to the 6th round, because the best thing about Tom Brady is something that you cannot measure at a combine. It's something you can't measure at a pro day, because Tom Brady is not ultra athletic. He does have a rocket arm, but he's a winner and he's clutch. He's fearless in those adversity moments. Those are things you cannot judge unless you're in those said situations. Right. So from a talent standpoint, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, they are ultra more talented than Tom Brady, but they're not better than Tom Brady. Like from a physical standpoint, you'll be a damn fool if you think that Tom Brady is on the lot from a physical standpoint. You're talking about arm strength and mobility and things from those other quarterbacks. But you also be a damn fool if you don't say Tom Brady's the best quarterback of all time. Look at the championships he got, because
not even a debate.
Yeah, the thing that he does that make him so great, you can't judge off a stat. You can't judge from pro days and combines and things like that. You have to be in those said situations. That's the reason why he was a 4th-string quarterback as a rookie. That's the reason why it took Drew Bledsoe getting hurt before he got into that moment and proved and showed he's clutch, he's fearless, things of that nature. Okay, cool. Now we could go on and win some championships with him. Mm-hmm. So who's to say that Davis Mills doesn't have those attributes? I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is from the talent standpoint, he don't have. There's nothing about Davis Mills from a talent standpoint that's going to jump out at you and be like, man, look at that arm. Look at that pass. Look at that sidearm pass. No. Look at that cutback from the side. Right? Like, look how he. You're not going to see that from him. I'm sorry, and if you're expecting that, sorry, you're never going to see that from him. So because of that, you're not going to be able to maximize someone like Brandon Cooks because of his down the field speed. You have to give him the ball in short spaces and let him take the ball and let him run after the catch with it. So it'll be stuff like that. And then Nico, because of the type of receiver Nico is, you could throw to Nico short. That's why I think he's going to lead on Nico. He's going to lead on the tight ends like Farrell Brown and Brevin Jordan. He's going to lead, and the guy that we just acquired from Miami. He's going to lean on these guys right here. He's going to lean on Damian Pierce to have a good running game. He's going to lean on the offensive line. He's going to need those type of things for him to succeed. Absolutely. So
absolutely, that's just what it is, man. One of the best qualities about the kid is he has a short memory, and that also be one of the worst qualities as well. So it is what it is. So I think this is the make or break season for him in reference to being a starter. So we'll see how that plays out, man. But he's going to have to lean on a lot of people in order to get it done because he's not one of the guys that's going to be able to do it on his own. So it's going to take true teamwork out there for him, and they got to put him in a position to win. Right. That's just what it's going to be.
I think, honestly, I believe Nick Caserio is Ray Gibson, and Davis Mills is Claude Banks right now. He just looking at him in the bed. He just looking. I wonder what it is you got up your sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at it from this standpoint. You already know you're getting 2 firsts this year. The talent in this draft is so top. It's better than this draft that just happened, in my humble opinion.
Right.
You got next year. You got 2 firsts. Why not just not necessarily going high if you do need a quarterback? But I'm looking at it like you're going to be able to do something so devastating on your defense if you keep them around for another year. Give them another year because I don't want any excuses for them. I don't want any excuses, and I feel like why not exhaust the picks to their greatest potential? Let him. I'm willing to put how I feel about him as a player to the side in order to finish the rest of the building process. For what I just seen Nick Caserio do, and especially with the type of money that we're going to have, not this offseason coming up, but the year after, it's going to be lights out. It's going to be lights out. And if they peg the draft 3 years in a row with a lot of those picks and the way that he's shown to be able to move back, get pieces, and draft in the 2nd and 3rd and 4th rounds, which are those are the real depth rounds that you're going to need to really round the rest of your team out for quality.
Absolutely.
Hey, people. I'm saying it now because when the conversation gets deep in the middle of the season, you get to look back and be like, hey, it may not really be a bad idea. And who knows if he takes that step forward, it's a win-win for us. It's either he gets it done, we're still going to have the picks, we're going to be able to mortgage, move up, move back, or he sucks it up. We get even higher picks. We get the best talent in the draft. Either way, you're setting Lovie Smith up for success, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's setting up. You talking about 1st round picks? It would be in the best interest that Davis Mills actually is the guy. The reason why, because like how you just said, we have 2 1st round picks. We have multiple picks in this draft. This is the draft to have multiple picks. Kelly Ringo, anybody? Yes. like Kelly Ringo, anybody?
Yes.
Willie Anderson, anybody?
Brian Brees, Miles Murphy.
You could make like you say you can make this defense like you say so devastatingly nasty
Yeah.
That like that. Talking about Bulls on parade, it'll be Bulls on parade for real. Especially being coached by Lovie Smith, a guy who's been to a Super Bowl, for a defensive minded guy, been to a Super Bowl with one of the best defenses in the early 2000s with the Chicago Bears, and the things he did with the so been around all the defenses and defensive minded people he's been around. Making this defense that good with him at the helm definitely makes the most sense for success. But before we get out of here, I want to ask something. I want to ask both of y'all something. But I'm gonna get I'm gonna go to GJ first, because you played in the NFL, and you had a chance to put on the lovely deep steel blue, the Liberty white, and the battle red jersey. Then you had other jerseys that you put on from other teams and also colleges and things like that. Personally, and you don't personally, just your own personal opinion.
All right.
What is your favorite jersey that you've ever worn?
That's a good question, man. Damn, that's a damn good question. You know what? I'm gonna have to say Houston, and the reason I say that is because I've been on a lot of teams, right?
Right.
But I just think the camaraderie with the fellas that I came through with, that team spirit that we have, it'll never die. Like I won't talk to guys for, let's just say, a year or so. We may do the Legends thing or whatever the situation may be, but when we finally pick up those conversations, we go right back to the locker room. Right. I don't have that type of camaraderie with a lot of different guys from the other teams that I was with. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I would have to say more or less Houston, man. And that ain't just live here, got a Garrick Jones Day and all this stuff like that. It's just something about it. And it's one of those things where the guys that have actually came through here, man, we waiting for this team to take the next step.
Right.
So that's exactly what I would say, man. Houston was the deal for me. That's why I'm here.
Right.
Man, how you feeling that bro? How you feeling that new helmet though?
Yeah, you know what? I like it, man. It's a good start. It's a start, right? Yeah. And that's gonna be the situation. I mean, the city is ready for it. The city's ready for some winning. The city's ready for something different. Not the same old. So it's time for a shakeup, man. But I like it. As a designer myself, I like the direction that they're headed. But it's one step, so we're gonna have to take a step, keep taking steps. We can't take steps backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. All right. So anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, man. GJ, go ahead and give them the fan-centric plug and just let them know what they're in for, man.
Oh man, yeah, definitely, guys. With the GJ for GM movement, we was asking for employment, but now we're talking ownership. So now we got fan-centric, where we were running this thing just like Green Bay did back in the day, 1923. But this time we're gonna do it through the DeFi space, and we're forming a DAO, just like the Buy the Broncos DAO and all these other DAOs that are out here. Except we're gonna give the fans a voice. We've teamed up with some private equity firms, private equity funds, all the big name individuals that you can think of that got the bread. The money's not a problem. Now we need the people. It's all about the optics, the folks coming together, the individuals that I got a chance to get to know in that GJ for GM movement. It's time for us to come together and make this thing happen and really run this thing the right way. So if you think that you want a piece of this, or you want to go ahead and own a team and all these different things like that, you're going to have the opportunity with Fan-Centric. So, guys, y'all can I'm still tagging hashtag GJ for GM with it. And you're going to find everything we got going on. So I encourage you guys to get behind the movement, because they're going to have to deal with us. And that's just what it is.
Make sure that y'all reach out. If y'all got Clubhouse, make sure that y'all reach out to Garrick Jones, be able to follow him. He goes live on Tuesdays. They definitely have a team, being able to put out all the information you need if you want to be able to get into the crypto space, NFTs, any knowledge that you are lacking. Let you know about Bitcoin, let you know about all sorts of coins, be able to get in, ask your questions, be able to take notes, and you'll be able to make an investment down the line, and set your family and everybody else up for, a long ride.
Generational wealth, what this thing is about, man. So let's get it, man. It's time.
Exactly. You know, we all know somebody out there. It's plenty out there be like, if I owned the team, I'd do this way. Right. If I was a general manager, I'd do this. If I was the head coach, I'd do this. Hey, this your opportunity right here. This your chance. You do all that talking. This right here is your opportunity. We are giving you an opportunity. It is an opportunity for you to put yourself in that position in a better capacity that you would be in, outside of just saying, I wish I could. I know I would. Nah, like, this is your opportunity right here.
Hey, you have no how many legends of several sports who were involved in fan-centric. Your Terrence Crawford, your Chris Carters, your Michael Vicks. You know, they all in there. So just know it ain't no bullshit. It's some real deal. Some people really behind it that you're gonna be, because you got to go ahead and put it on out there. The humble route is kind of fading. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead. It's time to go ahead and put it in their face and just let them know moves is being made. Which ones are you willing to be a part of?
Yes, right. That's what we own, man. We got the real estate development plays. We got the tech plays. We got the private equity plays. We're dealing with the family offices now. So all of the heavy hitters that you can think of with the money. We got the athletes with the athlete take back movement and UFFS. Oh man, we're putting together a movement, guys. So it's time for us to really do some things, man. And you guys to have a voice, just like Smith said, man. I get tired of folks saying if I woulda, coulda. Now we're eliminating excuses. Like I said, the first movement was about employment. Now we're talking about ownership. So at some point they got to deal with us, and it's gonna be sooner than later. You just mark it.
Right. Already. Hey, man, appreciate both of y'all coming through, chat with me to talk about these old Houston Texans again on the video. Like I said, hey, more stuff to be coming. This is just the beginning. This is a small little taste, just the beginning. We got a long season, a good season, I believe, of Texas football, good content. So make sure y'all stay, man. Make sure you keep your eyes and ears open. Comment, click that bell. Make sure you hit that like button. Click the bell, get more videos. I'll holla.